Oh, hey guys, what's good, what's happening, and what the frig is going on? It's been like 2 months since my last video. I freaking know. Guys, it's currently November, what the hell date is it? November 5th. I think my last upload was, it's got to be longer than 2 months because a lot of shit has gone down. We don't got snow on the ground yet, that's for sure. Still got grass. We did have snow. It actually snowed right on Halloween. Horrible story. Like, I'm at work, minding my own business, doing work. Go outside for a walk at around 2 o'clock for break, for my last 15-minute break. Still not sunny out. It's overcast, but it wasn't snowing. 4 o'clock hits, I leave the friggin' building. Boom. Like blizzard. Like, I mean snowflakes the size of like marbles, like big chunks of snow coming down. The streets were white. We had a lot of snow. I was like, what the hell? Like, I had martial arts training that Tuesday night. I had to drive to the other end of town to go to the studio, and I had to engage 4x4 because the city wasn't ready for it. The streets were horrible. The city wasn't ready for it. Nobody was ready for it. A lot of people ended up in the ditch because a lot of people still haven't put their winter tires on their vehicles, me being one of them. And even though my summer tires aren't exactly bad, they're still ATMTs. They're not soft compounds, so when you have unplowed roads, you can freaking tell. So the city didn't have the plows deployed, and yeah, it was just bad time. And of course, being Halloween freaking night, when the night prior was like 5 degrees, it's still chilly, but doable. Nobody was basically able to wear a costume to go trick-or-treating that night, so it was like winter jacket over top of whatever they were. So not fun for the kids. Definitely not fun for the poor parents who had to bring their kids around to collect free candy. I get that 100%. Once again, thankful I don't have children because I did not have to partake. So driving down to training was a pain in the ass. Training itself was great. Driving back home was a pain in the ass. And then a couple days later, everything melted. So, yeah. But I still haven't put the Trans Am in the garage. I was like, I'm debating on it, right? Because I got this thing in my brain. I'm like, should I even bother putting it in the garage? I want to do something stupid next year. I want to change the paint color. I got to respray it anyway. That paint is just garbage. I did that paint back in 2019. There's videos on the channel of me respraying the car with the Easton resprayer. Probably going to use that thing again, but I've learned a lot about spraying cars that I probably should have done that research prior to doing the car back in 2019. Whoopsie, that's on me. But once again, you know what? It's a project car. It's something that I'm just messing around with. Something I'm going to learn. You got to poop. Come on, Oreo, come. Oh my God, he's about to shit in the house. His dementia is so bad, guys. Like, I don't know how much longer he's going to kick around, but it's getting worse by the day. Like, he'll just forget where he is and just poop. It's getting bad. I gotta clean my lens. Holy crap. Can you guys see this glow? Well, I can see the fingerprint causing it. Any hoozle. So yeah, he's outside now, he's pooping. So at least he's in the right spot to drop ass. But yeah, I was debating on putting it away or not. If anything, I'll just take the battery out of it, bring it in the house, hook it up to the solar charger or trickle charger, and just maintain it over the winter. But yeah, it's, not like I need the garage in the winter, but I do kind of need the garage in the winter because we plan on doing some renovations in the bathroom. We're going to gut it and rebuild it. I say planning because I had an unplanned thing happen to me recently. Oh my God. Okay, so last year my furnace kept cutting in and out. I may have made a vlog about it. I don't know. You guys seen inside the crawl space. I've done a couple videos where I go down into the abyss and replace the filter. Well, this year I fire up the furnace for the first time. She kicks over, she runs for a bit, and then she just wouldn't run again. I was like, what the shit is going on now? So I'm like, you know what? I got to get a guy in here. So I tried to get the guy I had in here back in 2019 when the furnace failed. Turns out it failed because the intake was plugged on the side of the house. That video was in 2019 on Family Day, which would have been February, somewhere around February the 15th. That guy's not available anymore. He's like a Linux specialist. I have a Linux, well, I had a Linux Pulse. I'll just kind of break the news to you. I had a Lennox Pulse. The Lennox Pulse, being a highly efficient, amazing furnace for its time, also has a lot of problems and requires specialty tools to be worked on, as well as specialty parts. The Lennox Pulse was discontinued in 1984, I think. Don't quote me on that. Somewhere around that era, the Lennox Pulse was discontinued due to the special parts, problems with the flow controller, and potential of leaking natural gas into your household. I'm pretty sure I was experiencing that. I called every HVAC company in town, and they're all like, what kind of furnace do you have? I'm like, a Lennox Pulse. Yeah, we don't service those. We can't help you. We can't fix it. I was like, all right. So I pretty much got that rundown until I called one company, and they were like, all right, we'll send a guy over tomorrow between 8 and noon. I'm like, just have him. I said, listen, I'll be working from home. Just have him call me. Normally my doorbell works, but lately it just hasn't. And the doorbell being the dog, and it doesn't work anymore. You can bang away on the door all you want, and you will not set off the barking doorbell, because I'm pretty sure he's now gone deaf. So that's kind of fun. Not really. I know a lot of you are probably saying in the comments, Adam, maybe it's time to put him down. Trust me, I know this. I've never done that before to any pets. I've never actually had to go bring them to the vet for their final shot. Really not looking forward to it. But like, some days he has his good days, and other days he's just a broken dog, if you want to put it that way. So anyway, he's pretty much ready to get back in. So this is what happens, is you'll just stand there and he doesn't know what's going on. Like, today's a bad dementia day. He doesn't understand what's going on. Let's see what he does with the camera. Let's see if his memories come back. I'm going to put you guys down, bring him back in the house. And then I want to see what he does when I put the camera on him. All right. So there's Potato Face. See, you guys remember when I used to do this? And he used to jump around and be all excited and stuff. And like, now look at him. He'll come at me. Okay, well, never mind. Whoa, why are you favoring that leg, dude? What did you do? Why are you wiping your ass on the floor? What did you do? You have poop on bum? You should go lay down. Yeah, you should go lay down. Yeah, you should go lay down. You about to do your weird sneeze? He's got this new sneeze where he sneezes really hard and shakes his head. And it's like, it's freaking hilarious. You should do it. You should do that sneeze. No. No, the other one. Do the other sneeze. You're favoring that leg. What did you freaking do, bud? Go lay down or something. Take some weight off of it. But anyway, back on the talk of the furnace. Anyway, so I call this company and they're like, yeah, we'll send a guy out. So Buddy shows up and he's like, oh, he remembered me. I went to high school with this guy. And he's like, holy shit, man, you've changed a lot. And I'm like, thanks, man. And I couldn't remember who he was. And then he explained that he was like in my grade 9 class. And then I explained I blew myself up with a flyback capacitor on a TV in the college days and lost a lot of my memories prior to that. And, you know, I got better and stuff. And then he was like, right on. And then he's like, where's the furnace? I'm like, oh, it's just down here in the crawl space. I said, they did tell you what make it was, right? And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, it's a Lennox Pulse 2. And he's like, well, I can't touch that. I'm like, Jesus, Murphy, what the frig? He's like, I'll get you measurements. We'll see what we can, if we have anything in stock for you. So I had a Lennox Pulse 2, which was 120,000 British thermal units for a 939 square foot house. Anybody who's been following the channel, you know I don't live in a huge mansion. I live in a tiny house. Not as tiny as the ones in Japan, but you know what? It's cheaper. Like, the mortgage was cheaper than renting an apartment, and it's a tiny home. Obviously, owning a home, you have drawbacks. Because when things like your furnace explode, or, you know, other problems arise, plumbing and all that, you can't just call a landlord and be like, hey, bro, it broke. Send a guy, it's on your bill. However, it was costing me less to pay the mortgage to buy a house. Mind you, this is back in 2006. Nowadays, probably not. But back in 2006, it was costing me less to buy a cheap $100,000 house. I know, like, think about it. Can't do that anymore, right? Holy, property's gone up. Than it was for me to rent an apartment. Because an apartment back then was still about $1,000 a month. And this place here, mortgage, utilities, and everything, was actually $50 cheaper. And I own it. And I get to live alone without roommates or sharing parking, or, you know, it's my place, my backyard. I can go back there and have campfires. I can do whatever the hell I want on my property, limited to bylaws. So he goes down, he measures it, and we had to get a new furnace installed. So I get quoted. I had money put away. I was like, you know what? Like, I've been putting aside like $500 a paycheck into an SHTF fund. That's what I call it. SHTF fund. If you don't know what SHTF fund means, it's like shit hit the fan. If you're a homeowner, you need to get yourself one of these. You cannot live paycheck to paycheck. You can't do it. You need to start building a shit hits the fan fund, because when shit hits the fan, especially my furnace dying, I was literally heating this house, okay, for the past 2 weeks with this thing that I bought for the garage. Kind of cute, right? Oh, infrared heater. It's 5,000 British thermal units. It's, don't know the brand. Oh, it's a Noma. That's written right there. It's freaking Noma. So I've been heating the house with this, which actually did a surprisingly great job. But it was also paired up with 2 Bitcoin miners running at like a profile clock of 125% overclock. So yeah, I know mining Bitcoin, it's not really good this time of year or at this time of moment, but it was producing some thermal units that I needed to maintain the thermals in the freaking house. So pull ahead 2 weeks later and they finally show up and install the furnace. So I'm like, right on. So that was actually this past Thursday. They showed up. They get the old furnace disconnected, trying to squeeze it through the hole in the floor. I've shown that on previous videos when I went down there to change the filter or to do other things. I can't remember what else I did down there, but I did stuff. We're flabbergasted as to how the hell they got that furnace down there to begin with. We're thinking they brought it down in pieces and assembled it and then hooked it up to the HVAC system. We don't know. So buddy's like, I have no idea how we're going to get this thing out of here. And I'm like, well, are you permitted to cut it? And he's like, well, yeah, it's going to the scrapyard. Anyway, he goes, I got nothing to cut it with. I'm like, I'll be right back. So I go into the garage, grab my Ryobi, I don't know, reciprocating saw, chop saw, tiger saw, one of those ones that juggas, you know. Grab that and I grab some tungsten carbide blades, which chewed through that thing like hot butter apparently, and they were able to get it out. Now the problem is when they brought the new furnace in, see, I keep this gate here because when I'm working out, my shadow likes to be underneath my feet. My shadow. Okay, remember that. That's him. He'll just follow you, or I step on him all the time because he follows too close. You always got to pay attention to your shadow. So I keep this up so that when I'm in here and I'm lifting weights, especially with the dumbbells or doing bench, or if I'm using that there on the bottom doing low row, he doesn't pay attention. He won't pay attention. And I could crush him. I don't want to do that. I don't want to, murder my own dog because I'm lifting weights. Keep the gate up, keep him out of there. He's safe. I can work out without having to worry about them. Everything's good. Well, they took the gate down to bring the new furnace in, which, by the way, is only a 60,000 BTU furnace, half the British thermal units of the previous furnace, and it's keeping this house nice and toasty. But while they were installing it, they had the gate down. That means now Oreo has free reign to that room because I didn't bring him upstairs with me. Not yet, anyway. I'm upstairs working away, and I can hear these guys down here saying, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back. And they're like, oh my God, what's he doing? And finally, buddy's like, hey, he calls up to me and I'm like, I come downstairs, I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, we hate to ask you this. Like, can you maybe bring your dog upstairs with you? And I'm like, oh my, is he bugging you guys? He's like, no, it's every time they would come out of the hole and bring a tool up. I don't know what was going on in my dog's mind, but he would take said tool and move it somewhere. Like, I don't know if he was thinking he was putting it away, if he was playing a game, if he was helping, but Oreo will do that. Like I would do a bonfire in the backyard. Oreo would see me go to the wood pile, grab some wood and come back. And something would click in his head. And then all of a sudden he's going out to like the raspberry bushes on this side of the property or in the back underneath the oak tree and coming back with a bunch of sticks. But he kept doing it because he saw me go grab wood from the wood pile. He couldn't handle that wood. So he went and handled wood Oreo size. So he's bringing back all sorts of branches. And I'm like, what are you doing? But he was bringing them back not to chew them because he saw me doing it. And he figured, well, this is what we're going to be doing now is collecting wood. So I better get on my job. But then other days he just poops on the floor because he doesn't realize he's not outside. And when he gets the urge, he just does it. There's been a lot more accidents happening in the house. So that's why I say some days he's great. Other days he doesn't know left from right, up from down. And it's like the one day I was cooking dinner. I was making a rotisserie chicken in the new air fryer. So I wanted to try it out. And Oreo's sitting there staring at me. And he wasn't even arcing his back to poop. He was just pooping. And he didn't. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he looked back and he saw the mess. And then he just looked at me and is like, you could tell he was sad. Like, he's like, oh my God, I'm in so much trouble. And I was like he didn't even realize he was pooping. So, but anyway, new furnace is installed. We have heat for the winter. That's awesome. Like I said, I had a shit hits the fan. I was going to use like $2-3 grand of that from, and pick up like a cheap snowmobile this winter so that I could go ice fishing and actually make some good time on the lake versus dragging the sled out by hand. However, that's not going to happen because I also have to fund bathroom renovation because due to problems with the bathtub, the old tub, I didn't realize it, and then I caught it and realized it, and I repaired it, but, you know, too late. It's already done damage. Right where the spout is for the drain, it rusted around the edges and rusted through, so water was getting underneath the tub into the subfloor, rotting it out, and now the floor has lost structural integrity. So I'm like, you know what? This bathroom's disgusting anyway. It's literally... I don't know if they painted the cupboards this color and then had paint left over and did the washroom, or if it's the other way around. They did the washroom and was like, well, you know, I still got a couple liters of this paint. Let's just go ahead and paint every freaking cabinet in the kitchen toothpaste friggin' Crest green. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I never got around to repainting it because I'm not about cosmetics. You guys should know that by now. I'm about functional. If it works for me, it works for me. I don't care what it looks like, as long as it gets the damn job done. So that's going to be when we renovate the bathroom. It's not going to be about having the most expensive stuff, because why bother in an old farmhouse? Because pretty much that's what this used to be. Now it's just a house. But I'm just going to go for functional, not feng shui, functional. So that's going to be happening in the new year, probably around February and March. So I need to rebuild my shit hits the fan fund, which is what I have been doing. So I've been putting, like I say, like $500 a paycheck, filtering that in. So I haven't been doing too much lately. I've been mainly lifting and working and training and keeping life simple and cheap. So, and you know what? I've been enjoying that. I've been really enjoying that. You know, it's been really nice. I've been rambling on for a while now, and I felt like I need to put something up. I need to explain what's been going on, because there's been a lot going on lately. And I was like, you know what? I should probably drop a video and let people know that I haven't died. Crazy British bloke hasn't died either, so anybody wondering, he's not dead. I'm pretty sure of it, because if he was, I would have been notified by now by somebody. Everything's fine. We're all fine up here. Winter's coming. Today was daylight savings time. Stupid freaking daylight savings time. That's got to go away. We won't freeze this winter. As for the boat and kayak, didn't get a chance to launch the boat this summer, but I did go kayak fishing, and that was awesome. I didn't bring a GoPro or anything because I was still nervous of how tippy is it going to be and how dangerous is it going to be. And I can tell you right now, guys, it's not tippy and it's not dangerous. Like, that kayak just stays upright. Like, I went with my buddy Adam, and he was like, when a big boat passes and waves are coming at you, don't fight the waves. Let the kayak do what it's meant to do. So I did that, and the kayak did what it's meant to do. It held its own over the waves. If you start leaning into the waves and stuff, well, then you're going to work against the kayak, and yeah, you're going to eat shit, or, you know, go in the drink, one of the two. So yeah, it was really fun. The only problem I had was, when you catch a fish on a kayak, taking it off the hook is a lot different than when you're on land, you know. On land, you bring the fish up, you grab it, you disconnect your hook, take a stupid picture, send them back, or put them in a bucket and bring them home and eat them. In a kayak, you don't have the option for land. You also don't have much room, so when you're fishing with a 7-foot rod, things kind of get a little awkward. Now, I did bring the one 5-footer, but I also brought a 7-footer because I wanted to bring something that was going to be reliable, and I brought an ugly stick. It was the big ugly stick with the bullet, because I was worried about the 5-footers breaking, because that's what happened to my buddy Jean. We went out fishing, and he had the 5-footer spinning, and he got a snag, and he went to set the snag free and snap the tip on the damn thing, which is pretty unheard of for ugly sticks. Normally they're a lot more durable, but I'm pretty sure these are fugly sticks, and they're fake. They're not the actual GX2. They're FX2s, if you want to say. Fake X2s. Fugly, as in fake ugly sticks. Yeah. What do you expect for 20 bucks from Walmart, right? Yeah, you gotta expect crap. Anywho, so I've been rambling on like an idiot for a while now, and looks like the battery on this thing wants to die. Yeah, I'm filming with the GoPro Hero 9. No mics, no nothing. I'm being lazy about this vlog. Just letting the onboard microphone on the old GoPro do the job for me because, welcome to the lazy life, boys. At least I'm using the GoPro, not my cell phone. So maybe that's worth something. Probably not, but whatever. Anyway, I'm going to shut her down here. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to go out and move the car into the garage or just leave it in the driveway, let it become a snowbank, and then next year respray it. Either way, next year it's getting resprayed. But the reason why, like I said, I wanted to leave the garage empty is because we're going to be buying things for the bathroom, and I don't want to leave them outside in the elements. I'd rather just open the bay door and chuck them in there. And with the car in the way, there's no room to put anything in the garage. So I'm thinking this year the garage will become a snowbank. Wait, no, the car will become a snowbank because I need the garage for other things. Yeah. So anyway, guys, on that note, I'm going to shut her down here. A little bit of updates here and there for you. Oh yeah, side note, I did resurrect the old Mr. Airsoft Ponage costume. You guys remember that thing from back in the day, what, 2009, 2010, what, 13 years ago? I'm Mr. Airsoft Ponage, and I would like shoot stuff with airsoft guns, like friggin' junk I got from the thrift store, like glasses and fruit from the grocery store that was like rotten. They were gonna pitch it. It was like 75% off, so I'd buy that, bring it home, put plastic BBs in it. Yeah. Well, I resurrected that costume last night because it was there was a Halloween party thing. I know it's after Halloween. It was on like November, whatever yesterday was. I think it was the 4th. I needed a costume. I bought one from Halloween, Spirit of Halloween. It was a bad idea because the electronics didn't electronic. It was the circuits were fried. I didn't feel like sourcing parts to fix it. I was like, this is ridiculous. I couldn't bring it back because it was too close to the closing of Spirit of Halloween. No refunds after said day. I only paid 40 bucks for it. The robe it came with was completely trashed. Like somebody obviously bought this thing, used it, wrecked it, packaged it, brought it back, got a refund. And then they never checked it, inspected it, and just rebagged it and fired it back on the friggin' shelf. So I was like, I need a costume bad. So I ended up using my trench coat from like, that I got back at Christmas of 1996. Yeah, long freaking time ago. It's really loose on me now because I was a lot fatter back then. So I used my trench coat, I used the Mr. Airsoft Ponage skull mask, the helmet, and last night my friend Joss took a picture of me, and this is what I looked like at the Halloween event. So pretty dope, right? I thought so. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Until next time, guys, I don't know when that'll be. I'll just pick up the camera and go. Probably be a video like this where I just use the GoPro, no mics, no pro. I'm done being professional. Like, I'm just gonna go back to my roots and make stupid videos with poor audio content or audio quality and have a good one. Who knows, maybe the next video will be an ice fishing video because I do plan on doing that this year, even though it's gonna be a lot of heel toes for us. Anyway, until next time, guys, peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.